Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. My name is Justin Bemuyi and my sign language interpreter is Anna Olainka. Let's begin with the headlines. 49.7 trillion naira 2025 proposed budget skills second reading at Senate, referred to Committee on Appropriations. Information Minister says President Tinubu's agricultural reforms aims to unlock Nigeria's huge potentials. Plus, Senegal gets $45 million support to boost vaccine production in Africa. Debate on the general 2025 budget proposal depicted bipartisan optimism among lawmakers in the Red Chamber as the bill scaled second reading. Contributions during the debate on the 49.7 trillion proposal featured commendations on the proposed allocations to key sectors to meet expectations and address the concerns of citizens. The lawmakers promised scrutiny of the fiscal proposal as the bill is referred to Committee on Appropriations for further legislative action and report back in 4 weeks. Now, the House of Representatives has passed the 2025 appropriation bill of 49.7 trillion naira for second reading. Deliberating on the general principles of the budget, members the President's priority to defense, infrastructure, health and education as strategic and aptly captured the theme of the appropriation bill, budget of restoration, securing peace and rebuilding prosperity. Members are optimistic that with prudence and fiscal discipline, the budget parameters will be achieved. The legislators noted that the huge difference that used to characterize the allocations between capital and recurrent is gradually reducing, which is encouraging. President Tinubu says agriculture will be a top priority in 2025 fiscal year, highlighting the importance of food security in the development of any society. The president, during his budget presentation before the National Assembly, pledged to ensure that no Nigerian goes to bed hungry. Let's turn to Musa Babaliu for more information on how the 2025 budget hopes to address agricultural matters.
For an average poultry farmer like Messi, a budget presentation may seem insignificant as long as there is a conducive environment for her business to thrive. However, she and millions of other farmers across the country face challenges, including the high cost of inputs and insecurity. The federal government has acknowledged these challenges and efforts are underway to address them.
Increase agricultural production.
During the 2025 budget presentation, President Bola Tinubu announced that funds will be allocated to support farmers with financial resources and inputs to enhance their productivity.
We are supporting our farmers with funding and inputs to reignite productivity. Food security is non-negotiable.
The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security highlights other priorities of the federal government for the 2025 fiscal year.
So if the impact of the next year's budget is going to be factored into what agriculture will be getting, you will realize that restoration of agricultural lands is going to be one of the principal things that we're expecting. And to that extent, we are also preparing to ensure that farmers who will be going back to till these lands are being supported through various programs.
The president's vision is for Nigeria to significantly reduce food importation by focusing on increasing national production.
We are taking bold steps to ensuring that every Nigerian can feed conveniently, and none our citizens will have to go to bed hungry.
And here we are talking about the, in particular, rice, maize, sorghum, millet, cowpea, soybeans, cassava, yam, potato, among others. These are the major staples, and we are having massive programs across the various departments and even our agencies where we intend to take all of these things further.
Agriculture continues to play a vital role in the development of the country's gross domestic product (GDP). In the third quarter of 2024, the agricultural sector contributed 25.01% to the GDP. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Now, Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris has reassured Nigerians that President Tinubu's reforms, particularly in agriculture, are geared towards unlocking the nation's huge natural potential and guaranteeing food security. And this was the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria annual lecture with the theme Food Security in Nigeria, Which Way Forward? Saliu Gwanera reports.
Radio Nigeria, the country's famous radio station, in its 2024 annual lecture, adopted the ongoing reforms in the agricultural sector under the Tinubu administration as a point of reference, as experts provide comprehensive analysis of the challenges facing Nigeria's agricultural sector.
The importance of food and its security is an issue right in the front burner of governance the world over, especially in the last few years.
The journey towards food security cannot be undertaken by the government alone. It requires the active participation of all stakeholders, private sector actors, development partners, civil society organizations, and indeed.
Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris acknowledged efforts by key stakeholders who are working to ensure the full realization of President Tinubu's bold and transformative step by creating a Ministry of Livestock Development, a strategic move he assured will fully harness the potential within the livestock sector and boost the nation's economic prosperity.
It is in that realization that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, upon assumption of office, renamed the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to the new Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Nigeria, blessed with vast arable land, favorable climatic conditions, and a youthful population, has the potential to be a global agricultural powerhouse. Yet, we faced very significant challenge in attaining affordability and self-sufficiency in food production. This ongoing challenge is what has informed the special attention that the President is paying to this very important sector, which happens to be the biggest employer of labor in our country today.
As the government's image maker, the minister urged the organizer, Radio Nigeria, and the media to use its wider reach to sustain the critical role of promoting programs in raising awareness and educating farmers on modern techniques, climate change, as well as various government interventions.
We can transform our nation into a land of abundance where no Nigerian goes to bed hungry, like the President will say. So I'm glad that Dr. Bulama and the management of FRCN is bringing this very prestigious annual lecture, bringing it back on our consciousness again.
The event attracted people from all walks of life. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
Now, in continuation of its commitment to safeguarding the health of Nigerians, the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAVD, has sealed off a warehouse and 8 stores for repackaging and sale of various brands of rice. Haman Jabani reports that the stores are located in Karu local government area of Nasarawa State.
To ensure the safety and quality of food products in Nigeria, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAVD, has embarked on a nationwide enforcement exercise. The enforcement team in one of the exercises visited a warehouse involved in repackaging local rice. the agency received a tip-off from a concerned citizen about the illicit activity ongoing at the warehouse. A suspect arrested at the scene took the NAVD officials to 8 different stores in the Maraba area selling the repackaged rice. Some of the suspects interviewed claim ignorance of the allegations leveled against them.
We don't rebag rice. We buy direct from company and supply to people that sell. We don't rebag rice.
Which company do you buy from?
We buy from Optimum, that is KB State. Then we buy, Big Bull, sorry.
Okay, just yesterday I buy the Optimum, say. Yesterday, I think how you go the flour, but where they drop clearance of the rice.
Leader of the NAVD team, Director FCT of the agency, says the mission is to ensure that all food products in Nigeria are safe for consumption and government will not tolerate any form of adulteration or counterfeiting.
And for what you can see from the Cairo site we went to, you can see the packaging materials of different brands from one particular facility. And then they package this product and sell to unsuspecting unsuspecting Nigerians, so that the unsuspecting Nigerians will believe that those brands are really what they are consuming.
This exercise is believed to be a clear demonstration of NAVD's commitment to protecting the health and well-being of Nigerians and part of ongoing effort to ensure that all food products in Nigeria meet required standards. The NAVD team sees large quantity of rice valued at 5 billion naira. Hamid Jabani, NTA News.
Now, the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory has granted bail to the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yaya Adoza Bello, in the sum of 500 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum. The presiding judge, Justice Marian Aneni, gave the order in Abuja. The court had on December 10 refused the former governor's bail application, saying it was filed prematurely. While delivering a ruling, Justice Marian Aneni said, having been filed when the first defendant was neither in custody nor before the court, the instant application was incompetent. There was, however, room for the governor's lawyers to file a fresh application for bail and apply for a date for hearing. When the case was called for hearing on Thursday, counsel for the former governor, Joseph Daudu, SAN, informed the court that the defense counsel had filed a further affidavit in response to the counter affidavit filed and served by the court. The prosecution counsels delivering her ruling. Justice Aneni acknowledged that the offense, the first charged with, a bailable one, and granted the former governor bail in the sum of 500 million naira with 2 like sums. The sureties must be notable Nigerians with landed property in Maitama, Jabi, Utako, Apo, Guzape, Garki, and Asokoro. The first defendant was also asked to deposit his international passport and other travel documents with the court. He is to remain at the Kuje Correctional Center until the bail conditions are met. Now, the Children's Fun Fair held at Islamic High School Bashorun, Ibadan, turned tragic following a stampede which claimed lives and injured other attendees. Kende Omolosho reports that the injured are recuperating in various hospitals within Ibadan metropolis.
The event, said to be organized to share cash and food items to families for Christmas celebration, turned tragic after people thronged the venue as early as 4 a.m. in the early Wednesday morning. The alleged non-coordination of the crowd by the organizers led to the stampede, throwing residents of the state in mourning.
Nobody has given any approval that that place will be used. Nobody. I wrote the submission to the Honorable Commissioner. The file is already on the table because of the fact that it was not around. The letter could not be released. That with that magnitude of people being invited, it cannot be used of that place.
In a swift reaction, officials of the state government, led by the Deputy Governor, Bayo Lawal, visited the scene of the incident and nearby hospitals to commiserate with the victims.
10,000 or thereabout hurt people, and no arrangement whatsoever is made for the security and arrangement. So Unfortunately, this is the resultant effect, and it's so sad at this point in time.
The deputy clarified that the government was not involved in the planning or organizing of the event in any way, assuring that investigations on the unfortunate incident with a view to bringing culprits to book. Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
We now take a short break. We'll be back in a moment. To stay with us.
What did they give you joy this holiday?
Better your love for fire. Now that one they give me joy.
Me as I deal with my correct customer. They watch correct African magic film.
My joy is when I'm on holiday and getting my favorite gifts.
Popsy, you know saying football they bring you a pass.
Yes. Our joy, not my joy.
Ball, kids shows and plenty more. Challenge Go TV today and enjoy this holiday. Go TV, love it.
You're welcome back. The police in Ibadan say sequel to the Stampede on Wednesday, 18th December at the Islamic High School, Bashorun, Ibadan, venue of the family fun fair. The police command arrested 8 persons for their various involvements. In a statement signed by Police Public Relations Officer Adewale Osifeso, 35 minors have been documented dead, while 6 others are critically injured. It further states that the case has since been transferred to the Homicide Section of the State Criminal Investigation Department, Iyaganku, with the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge leading the investigations. Meanwhile, the Oni of Ife, Oba Ogunwusi, has sympathized with the Oyo State government and families of the souls lost in the tragic incident. And President Tinubu expresses deep anguish over Ibadan Fun Fair tragedy and demands thorough investigation. The president expressed profound sadness over the tragic incident at the Children's Fun Fair in Ibadan, which resulted in the loss of innocent lives and left many injured. The president extends his heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Oyo State, as well as to the grieving families who have lost their beloved children. Similarly, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu sympathizes with the family, friends and loved ones of the deceased and prays for speedy recovery and total healing for those who are still in the hospital. She prayed God to grant peace to Oyo State, comfort to the families who have lost their loved ones, and hope to those grieving at this time. Now, rather than stand in the way of our democracy, misapplied as instrument of division, our religious and ethnic diversity should be our strength, helping to nurture democracy in the country. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this while flagging off the distribution of food items to Christians in northern Nigeria ahead of Christmas and New Year celebrations. Nigerians have been advised to imbibe the culture of regular eye checks to maintain healthy vision. And this was echoed at a medical outreach where an organization, Bridge Credit, carried out free eye screening for personnel of the Nigeria Police. Austin Anyebe reports. Well, that story will come in the course of our subsequent bulletin. Now, France has declared the country free of highly pathogenic avian influenza in the absence of new outbreaks for more than a month. The Agriculture Ministry says the country remains on high alert for the virus that has been spreading rapidly in Europe. France had recorded 12 farm outbreaks of the disease since early August, as well as 3 cases among backyard poultry. The ministry said in a statement that surveillance was lifted in the past week locations of the most recent cases. The return to bird flu-free status under international rules could help French leading some importing countries to lift restrictions typically introduced following bird flu outbreaks. Now, a $45 million investment has been announced to support vaccine production in Senegal. Francis Odojo reports that the initiative is to improve public health in Senegal and other African countries.
Development Finance Corporation, DFC, the African Development Bank, AFDB, and the International Finance Corporation, IFC, were among financial institutions that have joined forces to fund vaccine, the vaccine production and distribution arm of the Pasteur Institute in Dakar. The agreement, signed on December 13 in the presence of Senegal President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, underscores the commitment of Senegal's leadership in advancing public health goals across the continent. Officials say the funding will enhance local vaccine production, strengthen supply chains, and establish a solid network for vaccine distribution. This commitment aligns with the African Union's Vision 2040, which aims for Africa to locally produce 60% of its vaccine needs. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Now back to our story, where Nigerians have been advised to imbibe the culture of regular eye checks to maintain healthy vision. And this was echoed at a medical outreach where an organization, Bridge Credit, carried out free eye screening for personnel of the Nigerian police. Austin Anyebe reports.
Health is wealth, and a healthy society supports a higher productivity. This explains the mission of the organization Bridge Credit, who do not only support personnel of the Nigerian police with financial opportunities, but look into their welfare through its corporate social responsibility.
Since 2020, we've been involved in corporate social responsibility. I remember in 2020, we gave out palliatives and COVID materials, preventive materials. And 2023, we did a similar exercise. We did prostate and cancer screening for officers. And here again in 2024, we are doing eye screening to provide medications and reading glasses, free of charge to those that might need them.
The screening is ongoing. We have free medicated eyeglasses together with the frames. We have drugs and we have qualified medical personnel that will run you through tests and let you know if you have any issues with your eyes, your eye pressure, astigmatism, and all other eye issues which we may have now, but it's not evident now.
The eye screening for hundreds of personnel of the Nigerian police in Abuja provided many of them with free medicated glasses, drugs, among others.
Take our baths every day. We brush every morning, every evening we brush. We wash all parts of our body, but do we treat the eyes like that? No. So I think it's a good thing people are bringing up. It should be a continuous exercise.
They give me eyeglass and ointments. It's a good thing. We appreciate it. I can even put it up so that you can see.
I'm also encouraging some of my colleagues to come and join the screening so that for them to experience and get their sight very well.
The humanitarian gesture is one the organization says will be extended to other Nigerian populace. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Governors of the northern states have validated and adopted the first ever strategic catchment management plan developed by the AgriSol project. Chairman Northern Governors Forum and Governor of Gombe State, Inuwa Yaya, made the confirmation during presentation of the document to governors of the 4 pilot states where the implementation will take place. Charles Alpha reports.
For weeks, this document, now endorsed, went through various stages of scrutiny and validation by AgriSol stakeholders.
I want to give our endorsement and validation of this document.
This strategic catchment management plan is expected to serve as a template and basis for the federal government and World Bank investments in identified catchment areas in the 19 northern states. For now, focus is on the Hadejia-Jamare Catchment Management Plan, which seeks to harness the abundant water bodies for farming and improve livelihoods of the rural communities.
Stakeholders gather for 7 days wherein we listen attentively to the need and the demand of the catchment where they come in.
Whatever will be validated here today, we still have to come to the bank for review, including no objection.
Governors of the 4 pilot states, namely Jigawa, Gombe, Yobe and Bauchi, as well as the 3 line ministries of Environment, Water Resources and Agriculture and Food Security, pledged commitment to the implementation and sustainability.
Will ensure that the states implement to the letter, line by line, word by word, as is encompassed in the plan.
It's a very good roadmap that requires sustainability in whatever programs ACRISAL is implementing. ACRISAL is the flagship of the Ministry of Environment, addressing the issue of food security, is addressing the issue of water supply.
What this has demonstrated today is that ACRISAL is enjoying the highest political will ever.
So far, the federal government ACRISAL project, supported by the World Bank, has restored over 92,000 hectares of degraded lands and over $1.9 million disbursed on the Community Revolving Fund project to about 1 million beneficiaries. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Next is Friday's weather forecast. This is where the news ends. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Justin Bemuyen. Anna Olanka has been the sign language interpreter. I will say bye for now.